What is up, Metal for Metal Universe? I'm here with Joseph Michael, the frontman for Witherfall, killer new metal band. We'll talk about that in a little while. But he's also filling in for the late great Warl Dane with Sanctuary on the Iced Earth Incorruptible tour that we're about to see in a couple hours. So I'm really psyched about that. How you doing?
I just woke up.
Listen, man, I want to ask you real quick before we get into it. I gotta ask, what happened to your finger? You have a broken finger, right?
Well, it turns out that there was no break, but I dislocated it on stage the other night in Louisiana.
Okay.
There was a post, but no guardrail,
Uh-huh.
right off the side of the stage. So during the guitar solo, I went and put my hand on a post, and there was like a curtain covering this post. But the curtain was much larger than the actual post.
Sure, okay.
And usually you would tie something like that up. So I just kept going. Oh shit. And I fell and I caught all of my body weight on one joint.
Oh, man.
So this joint here ended up straight like 90 degrees up.
Oh,
I could see my fingernail pointing straight at me. People in the crowd were like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Hey, man, that's metal. I'll tell you what, that is metal.
Well, it was like in the middle of the guitar solo of Soldiers of Steel, and I just popped it back in. I felt the and taped it up and ran back out.
Nice, man.
Hit the high note too.
That's how you do it. I bet you did hit the high note to that. Listen, I have to ask, which I may already know the answer, but I want to hear it from. I want to hear it from you. What? How did you get this gig working with Sanctuary? Was it because Jake Dreyer is in Iced Earth and?
Well, I mean, being able to sing the songs with some degree of competence probably helped.
Yeah.
There aren't too many guys that could do those old.
Agreed. Warl Dane had,
yeah, I mean, that's what led to me being contacted. Is John had heard the Witherfall stuff, and he's like talking to Lenny, and they weren't sure if they were going to do it or not. He couldn't find anyone. They had talked to a few like well-known guys who just didn't take it on, and John just mentioned my name, and they called me, and here we are.
That's awesome, man. All right, cool. So he heard you from the Witherfall stuff.
Yeah.
I want to jump into Witherfall right now. What would you say? What kind of band is Witherfall? Is that something that you guys kind of created on your own, or?
Yeah, Jake and I.
Yeah.
After the whole White Wizard nonsense,
which I loved him in White Wizard, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, we were on tour together in England when that whole thing. I mean, that thing had been falling apart 5 years before I joined the band. But,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was a bunch of drama with money being misappropriated, and
sure,
we weren't having it. And then we were really fucking wasted. We were on Will Wallner's mom's house on the English Channel in Lyme Regis. Jake's like smoking cigars and shit. We're drinking on the beach, and he's like, we should start a band. Yeah, man, like, let's fucking do it. And a month and a half later, we had that record basically written.
Yeah, it's a really good record. If you haven't checked out the new Witherfall record, how new is it, I guess?
Well,
I say new, but I think it's only new because I recently discovered it.
It's recently finished,
Okay.
People's like, oh, you guys been together since 2013. Well, yeah, we started writing and recording and the production, but, we had an engineer that we had to fire who was supposed to mix that record, who took about 13 months of our time without getting anything done. And that was while Adam had cancer. And
sure, yeah.
We were sending him pictures of Adam basically like deteriorating, going, dude, this dude's never going to fucking hear the record if you don't get off your fucking ass.
Yeah.
And he just didn't give a fuck. And so we fired him when we got Zeus, and within like 3 months we had it finished.
It was good. Well, it is a fantastic record. Like I said, Witherfall, hell of a band. I'm a huge fan. Speaking of being huge fans, were you a fan of Nevermore and Sanctuary?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I knew I was more familiar with Nevermore stuff.
Right.
Actually, that was when Jake and I were talking about like King Diamond, Nevermore, Queen,
Nevermore. I mean, that first record came out, what, 97? Or mid-90s, right?
It was mid-90s.
Yeah.
I actually have a funny story about Nevermore and Iced Earth. When I was like 16 years old, I used to run through the mall singing, ignoring everyone in the fucking mall. They're not like upstate New York.
Yeah.
and me and a bunch of fucking weirdo kids. And this guy at a music store, I think it was a Phi, he used to yell at me, and I'd come over and he'd hand me like cassette tapes with like an album burned on each side, because they're the 90-minute ones.
Sure.
And on one of those tapes was the first Nevermore, and on the other side was Dark Saga.
Oh,
and like, it's such
what
a
great
weird
record.
full circle thing.
What a great record.
Now I'm on tour doing like Worrell's part and with Iced Earth.
Yeah, that is weird. That's
fucking
weird how that shit
huh?
happens, man. That you are absolutely right. That does come full
Like
circle.
12 years, 22 years later. Holy shit.
It's been a long time. So, who would you say are a lot of your, you're a terrific frontman. The things that I've seen so far on this tour, and I'm not blowing smoke, but I think you are really fantastic. I can only hope to be half the frontman you are. My only thing is, what are some frontman influences that, you can take in?
I don't have any. I think that's important. I think,
Interesting take. Okay.
Musically, you're going to absorb what you like. And but as far as going out on stage and entertaining people, like it's just a personal thing. Like I don't think you should plan anything. I don't
Okay.
Think, like I'm not knocking guys that do, like Stu is a really great frontman, but he has like a thing he does, and he does it really well. But that's not me. Like I just go.
You want to be the best Joseph Michael that you can be and give to the crowd.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm not David Lee Roth, but I love what he would do, because he would react to what was going around.
Sure.
And maybe even add to a little bit of the chaos and then react to that. Like, yeah, I don't know. My advice would be just don't even think about it. You're either fucking weird and cool or you're not.
Okay. I can agree.
You know what I mean? Like, it's all inside your brain.
I want to also talk about something that's going on in the heavy metal worldwide. Honestly, do you have an opinion on? Slayer's final tour? They're calling it quits?
I think there's a prerequisite question you need to ask. Do I have an opinion on Slayer?
Do you have an opinion on Slayer? You can say no. If you don't, that's fine. You can say no.
Oh man, I liked a couple songs, and I'm like that though. Like I don't really like bands. Like I like songs.
You like the songs? Okay.
I like certain songs.
Yeah.
I could throw out entire swaths of Slayer's catalog and just be happy that it didn't exist. And I can say the same for even some of my favorite bands. But
I can dig with
as
that.
far as their final tour, I mean, it's fucking business. What are you gonna do?
That's kind of how I see it. It's strictly business, and a lot of these guys like Tom, they want to be with their families and all that. So I can dig that.
Well, bands are gonna do that as long as fans keep coming and they sell tickets. I mean, everyone bitches and complains, and then they go to the show anyway. So,
yeah, exactly.
If everyone's like, "What? This is like their 5th fucking tour. They didn't go." It's like, well, they still sold out, so you expect them to not do it.
Yeah. Joseph, I got one more question before we bounce out and we go see you in a couple hours. Where do you see Joseph Michael in about 5 years? Do you think Witherfall will be still going? Do you plan on maybe, if they let you, do a Sanctuary full-time gig?
Well, I can't answer that. You'll have to ask Lenny when you see him. There's been some talking, but it's not my place.
Right. Nothing is carved in stone. Could we get a Witherfall tour coming up here pretty soon?
Well, yeah. Actually, we'll be in Japan in November. I can't say what band with yet because it's not been announced.
Right.
Our new record's scheduled for October, so we're with Continental Concerts in the U.S. now, and they're looking at something to coincide with the album release.
Excellent.
Then 2019, we have something coming up. Can't say what it is, but it's pretty big.
All right. Well, guys, you heard it kind of here first on Metal for Metal. It's got something coming up. Yeah. Keep in touch with it so that we can try and collaborate to listen to exactly what that is. Because
the new album is a double vinyl. The last 40 minutes are like a suite of songs based on like Adam's death and these visions he was having about his dead niece. And it's really fucked up and emotional, and
Well, good, man.
A Prelude to Sorrow. That's the name.
I like that. And especially if you can take raw emotion like that and make music out of it, you know, that's how you do it. And that's what will make other people connect to that music as well. Everyone can find themselves in a song, you know, most of the time.
Good song.
Yeah, a good song, yeah. Well, guys, again, I've been PJ Steven here with Metal for Metal. Thank you guys for joining us so much. Again, this is Joseph Michael. We're seeing him in a few hours. He's the front man of Witherfall, but right now, he's the front man of Sanctuary, and we cannot wait to check that out. We're gonna have some videos up on the YouTube page. It'll be on there eventually. Check it out. We can't wait to see it. So thank you very much, Joseph.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Take care.